Whenever you will be starting your preparation, you need to start with the NCERTs, but you need to know that there is no need to read each and every NCERT. Instead, you need to focus on few of the important NCERTs that we'll be discussing in couple of moments. Moreover, before starting your preparation, decide your source carefully and then stick to that resource and revise that resource as often as possible. Most of the aspirants do mistake over here. As a result, they do face failures on the way. And hence, you will have to be careful about that mistake. And you need to avoid that mistake. Instead of using multiple sources, you need to stick to the one source and you need to revise that multiple times. You need not to switch from sources to sources. Moreover, I'll be sharing the important NCERTs that you need to follow. Thereafter, I'll be sharing advanced books that you need to follow. Thereafter, we are also going to discuss about the value addition materials that you need to follow. But whenever you will be going through these materials, always keep the syllabus in front of you, as well as simultaneously you need to also go through the previous year question papers that will be giving you the insights about the papers. As a result, you will get to know which are the topics that you need to emphasize and which are the topics that you can avoid. Now let's know the book list and resources. Geography. For the geography, you need to go through the 6th to 12th standard NCERT books. Thereafter, you need to go through the Certificate Physical and Human Geography book by G.C. Leong. Along with that, you need to also keep Oxford Student Atlas with you. Whenever you will be studying the geography, you need to always keep using Oxford Student Atlas. That will bring more clarity in your mind. As a result, you will be able to prepare geography comprehensively. History. For the ancient history, you need to use Ancient India by R.S. Sharma, that is 11th standard old NCERT book. For the medieval history, you need to go through the Medieval India by Satish Chandra. That is also 11th standard old NCERT book. But you need to cover only art and culture related work and constructive work or contribution and some of the important terms from the medieval history. For the modern history, you need to go through the 12th standard NCERT book, that is Politics in India since Independence. Thereafter, you need to use A Brief History of Modern India by Rajiv Ahir. Whenever you will be preparing world history, you need not to go through the entire book. You can prepare the world history from the notes. For the art and culture, you need to go through the 11th standard fine art NCERT book. Thereafter, you need to go through the Indian art and culture by Nitin Singhania. But only selected topics are to be covered from that book. Polity and governance. For the polity, you need to read 11th standard NCERT book, that is Indian Constitution at Work. Moreover, you need to also use the other 11th standard NCERT book, that is Political Theory. Thereafter, you must use Indian Polity by M. Lakshmikant. For the governance, you need to read Second Administrative Reform Commission report, that is Ethics in Governance. For the international relation, you need to use 12th standard NCERT book, that is Contemporary World Politics. After that, remaining international relations will be covered from the current affairs magazines. Economy. For the economy, you need to go through the 11th standard NCERT book, that is Indian Economic Development. Thereafter, you need to also go through the 12th standard Macroeconomic NCERT book. Thereafter, you must use Indian Economy by Ramesh Singh, or you need to go through the video lecture series by Mrunal sir plus his handouts. Thereafter, you need to go through the Summary of Budget and Economic Survey. Environment. For the environment, you need to use Environment by Shankar IAS. Moreover, remaining topics will be covered from the current affairs magazines because most of the questions from the environment will be based on the current affairs. Science and technology. For the science and technology, you must use current affairs magazines. The same way, most of the science and technology based questions will be from the current affairs. That will be based on current development and the advancement in the field of science and technology. Internal security and disaster management. Internal security, that will be covered from the current affairs magazines. Along with that, disaster management will be covered from the third report of second DRC, that is crisis management. Current affairs. For the current affairs, you must use the Hindu or the Indian Express newspaper according to your comfort. Thereafter, you must also go through the summary of Yojana magazines. However, you must use current affairs magazines, that might be Vision IAS magazines or any other magazines, whichever you are comfortable with. But most of the students do use Vision IAS magazines. Ethics and integrity. For the ethics, you need to go through the 4th report of 2nd ERC, that is Ethics in Governance, and 12th report of 2nd ERC, that is Citizen-Centric Administration. Thereafter, you must use lexicon book, that is Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude. Thereafter, you must go through the case study materials from any eminent institute. Previous year question papers. For the preliminary, you must use previous year question book by Mrunal sir. Thereafter, for the mains, you must use previous year questions book by Disha publication. If you do not want to buy these books, you need to download previous year question papers from the official website of the UPSC. Now, if you see the syllabus of the UPSC, then you will know some of the topics will not be covered from these traditional books. You need to make short notes on these topics individually. You can make these notes from the current affairs magazines or lectures or the newspaper.